video is rolling and the backup is going, so you may start when ready.
Hey everybody, what's up? Once again, start all over again. Edit that.
It's okay.
All right.
Take two.
Take two. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Build Burn Become. I'm Fred Moore, and today with me, my guest is Ryan DeLay. He is a kegerator owner, and he's also a firefighter. He's also a CrossFit coach, and he has a fitness achievement story to share with us, and we want to hear it because the idea of this podcast is how can we start to progress and change ourselves and strive for reaching new levels in our fitness. So what's up, Ryan? How you doing today?
Not too bad. How about you, Fred?
I'm good, man. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you coming on a podcast. Like we were just talking about before we started rolling, this is your first podcast.
First podcast.
I want to warn you that it's like a little bit of a bug you catch, and you're going to want to be on more podcasts after this, and you're going to love it. You get in the zone, and you just talk about what you want to talk about. And the great thing about podcasts is we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. I have guests cursing and stuff. I try not to curse, but sometimes I do. So just have fun with it, and let's talk, man. So for starters, you're a firefighter in Westfield, New Jersey. I'm a firefighter in Elizabeth, so we're neighbors. Hopefully, we never actually see each other at a fire because that would
Never
be
intersect.
it would be
fire. Yeah.
it would be bad. But how long have you been a fireman for?
So I started as a volunteer. I think this is going on year number 10. Started as a volunteer. Started working as a Monday through Friday career guy out in Plumstead Township. After I think it was 2-3 years there, I transferred to Westfield, and I've been there ever since. I think this is year number 6 in the pension system.
Nice, nice. And funny thing, my cousin just got hired over there, and it turns out you know him yourself.
Yeah. My sister-in-law went to college with him, and he's going to be starting with us from what I heard.
Yeah, he's going to be on your shift?
Yeah.
That's
hopefully,
awesome.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And then, we got to try to get his butt down to Jersey Shore area for some training.
Get a training session in, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So you told me you had a fitness achievement story, and this is what it's all about. It's inspirational. I love hearing these things because it just reminds me why I'm in this game, why I'm always trying to work out every day and eat the grilled chicken instead of the bad food or whatever. So walk us through what happened, where you initially got involved in the fitness world, and what exactly was your achievement story?
Sure. So I'll bring it back even further. So it was New Year's Eve, I want to say 2016 going to 2017. I was working per diem for a fire department. I was working full-time, but it was a day off, so I was working per diem in a firehouse. We went to a fire, was on the roof, tweaked something in my back, came down until I ended up having to go get checked out. And it was that time I looked at my now wife and told her that I needed to get in shape. I needed to figure something out. So I started working out. By working out, that means going on a Stairmaster or walking on a treadmill, doing whatever I could. At that time, I couldn't complete a mile in a timely fashion. I was, just out of shape in general. At the same time, I started the process for going to Westfield. So I started to bring my training down, be more serious with what I was doing. Dieting, I tried at that time. I think it was the Advocare diet. Tried doing something like that. Wasn't clicking totally. Just started running, just doing stuff myself, going to a retro fitness or a box gym. Didn't really know what I was doing, just seen people do it, or, I played football in high school. What I would do then, I would try to do then.
Yeah.
And mimic it.
And you don't even know, am I mimicking somebody that's doing it wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like 9 times out of 10.
There's no scientific method for anything that I'm doing. I'm just here just to be, say I was at the gym today. So I ended up getting hired in Westfield. Coming into our little training program and I wasn't in bad shape. I was able to run. I was good. Push-ups, sit-ups, everything like that. After I finished a 30-day cycle with that, I had a friend who was bugging me for about 2 months to join a CrossFit gym. I told him it wasn't my thing. I wasn't really too interested in it. He said, just give it a shot. Literally walked in the door, did one workout. I couldn't tell you what it was. I don't even remember at this point. But everything clicked there. It was something I enjoyed. And for the first month, I was there, 5 days a week. And from there, it's history. I'm now a coach at that gym. I work out there 5 to 6 days a week. And
What gym? What's the name of the gym?
JSA, it's JSA Gym, JSA CrossFit. 2 Oars Rowing as well. It's a new studio we opened.
Oh, okay. That's 2 Oars as well. Okay.
2 Oars, yeah.
All right.
So.
And where's that located?
That's in Manasquan.
All right. And they have what's it, JSA.com or is it?
I believe it's JSAGym.com.
Okay.
They're also on Facebook, Instagram.
Just look JSA
CrossFit
on
or
Instagram.
JSA Gym.
All right. And how long have you been a coach there?
This is going to be 1 year. I started the process last March. I completed it in September. I was put on as a coach, and since September, I've been coaching alone.
Okay.
So we had like an internship program and working up to that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, how does that cross over to the career as a firefighter?
So a lot of the stuff we do are workouts, as you know, from being in stressful situations or putting your body under all this stress going into a fire. Really, sitting on a bench press wasn't mimicking that activity. So what I wanted to do was make my body put my body in the position that I would be if I was fighting, a fire or doing firefighter job tasks, that I would feel that with my workouts.
Right.
By doing the CrossFit methodology, I seen that was the closest thing to it.
Okay. Yeah. And so as far as the types of stress that you encounter on the job, how have you seen those stressors mitigated after training at the amount of time that you've been doing?
So I put my body in the position that it's experienced a lot of those stressors. We're being under duress, being exhausted, working through certain things, getting better flexibility, just being in overall better shape. All have had positive impacts on my job functions.
Awesome. Yeah. So I always noticed like better durability.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, less prone to get injured.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So flexibility, obviously, your arm could go further back. Your leg, you could be on the floor. Yeah, you could put your knee in a weird position and maybe it won't pop or something like that. But the other end of it is also with CrossFit or any type of physical activity, you're bolstering yourself and your core is getting tighter. Your muscles are getting stronger.
Yeah, different muscles are working at different times.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about? So CrossFit, which is functional fitness, you're moving. It's like you mentioned bench pressing. Let's take your typical 80s style, gym rat workout. It's like 3 sets of bench press, drink some water, and then let's go over here, do some tricep extensions. All right, that's great and all. It's something, and I'm not knocking it because a lot of firefighters actually train that way. But with functional fitness, CrossFit, you're moving and you're doing like offset weights and stuff like that. That as far as your training goes, and then crossing over into the career as a firefighter, do you feel that the training actually makes you a better fireman because you're able to use your body better, and therefore you could open your mind up and kind of think better?
So I feel it makes you be able to work longer under those conditions. Obviously when I'm training in the gym or when you're training, we're not training under the heat, or the stressors the fires put you through. But for me, I found that it is one of the most things that can mimic that situation.
Yeah, definitely. So you just mentioned not working under, or you're not, when you're training, you're not in the heat and everything. A big thing is the gear we wear.
Yeah.
The turnout gear, how no heat escapes.
Yeah.
So
you're insulated.
Yeah, this is a big thing. I think this should be talked about more. And tell me how you feel about this. What's your thoughts? But there's obviously documented medical research where, if the body overheats, it goes through these weird changes, like the blood gets thicker and
Yeah.
heart rate goes up. And if you can't get rid of the heat, something starts happening to your muscles. They don't work right anymore. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, we can't really. We're not going to wear turnout gear when we do
Yeah, no.
CrossFit. Although you see some
people doing it. That I'm not a fan of. I don't do that.
Yeah, I think
but,
that's too much, right?
Yeah,
It's
so,
too much.
you see some people doing pull-ups and different things, but yeah, it's not one thing that I get into. But yeah, I mean, like we just said, the insulation. As much as that's protecting us, it could be hurting us at the same point.
Yeah.
Where some ventilation or something would be effective.
Yeah. So you go into a situation where you're going to fight a fire, and you could expect you're not releasing heat, and you're not drinking any water, right? You can't get water through your mask. Although I'm working on that invention. There's going to be a straw,
like a Camelback.
Yeah, something. But meanwhile, we can't do that. So it's going to be a shorter duration, but high intensity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're working, harder, hotter, faster.
Right. Right. And
in
then
the current condition. Yeah.
And do you find that a CrossFit workout is very complementary to that?
Different types of workouts for CrossFit. You have your long duration, your medium, your short, but your goal is to be working at that high intensity. So yeah, it brings you to that point. Depending, obviously the high, low, and medium intensities,
Right.
You have to learn how to control your body and be able to, conserve your energy to maintain that workout speed. You're not going to go 100% for 20 minutes long. It's not possible.
Right.
You're going to do a short sprint, and recover, short sprint, recover, something kind of like that.
Yeah. Right.
But it teaches you how to control your body, what your limits are. When I'm doing a workout and it's a short, like I know how far I can go before I'm going to be ineffective. Something like that.
Right. And now, do you, as a coach, what is your most favorite thing about being a coach?
My favorite thing about being a coach is probably just seeing people do things that they didn't think were possible or that they didn't know they could do.
You see that light go off.
That
right?
light go off. Yeah. See somebody accomplishing something else. Something
that's what happened
difficult.
to you. You indicated earlier when you first went for your first CrossFit workout.
Yeah.
There was something that hooked you. Mm-hmm. What was it that hooked you?
I think just at least I know in our gym, the camaraderie, just bringing everyone together. Everyone's there for the same reason.
Yes.
Just to get a good workout and work together. And there's a difference from me working out in my garage than working out with, if I have a group of people with me. Obviously, that group of people is going to push me to do things that, I wouldn't be able to push myself to do, or is very hard to do by yourself in your garage.
Right. Yeah, and that explains why, when I sent an invite out to you to come work out with us over at Critical Mass, you were like, hell yeah. And you were like so pumped. You came with this big smile on your face. So you already experienced that feeling, and right away you knew that was not a problem.
No, yeah.
And the reason why I bring this up is I think, look, let's just cut to the chase. We're trying to get firefighters fit here. And I think, we're all human. We're all susceptible to the same inner thoughts and the type of turmoil we might create just by thinking too much. I think a lot of guys might avoid going to gyms and stuff like that because they build it up in their head that, I'm going to go there and I'm weak and I'm overweight and I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And everybody's going to make fun of me. And in the end, really, you dispel that with your story right there.
Yeah.
You showed up.
Honestly, that was all going through my head. Like, you see different things online, you see different pictures, you see documentaries, you see, for this instance, we're talking about CrossFit, you see people lifting heavy objects over their head, doing handstands, doing handstand walks, doing things, climbing ropes. Like I've never been able to climb a rope.
Right.
Now that's one thing I'm able to do. I'm able to do a handstand. It's you learn to crawl before you can walk. So the hardest part is walking through the door. Once you walk through the door, that's the hardest part. You fall in line with everyone else. And I'm speaking because I work out doing CrossFit, but CrossFit is interchangeable. It's scalable beyond belief. You could substitute different things, and you're all still getting the same workout. You're all there for the same reason. All you do, you walk in the door, you meet that coach, and they set you up.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we do it.
Yeah, and walk. You have to show up. And I'm not a big Woody Allen fan. Woody Allen is a actor from way back when. Not that far back. I think he's still alive. Maybe, I don't know. But he had a quote: "Life, 80% of life is, or how do you say? It? Life is 80% of it is just showing up. Just show up.
Yeah,
just
show up.
Just
That's
show
all
up.
you gotta
Don't
do.
worry about the rest.
No matter how you're feeling, what's going on, and Joe Rogan says, he said, you're not going to feel good every day.
Yeah,
Just go. Just show up and do it.
Yeah, and biting off of Joe Rogan, I will say, yeah, you're not going to feel good every day, but when you start exercising and eating better regularly, you have a new normal.
Yeah.
Even though you might not feel good, it's way better
than you did feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually had lost a lot of weight doing CrossFit and everything, right?
Yeah, we did. So that started. I did CrossFit for about a year before I started eating right, because I thought, wow, I'm working out this hard, I could, fight a bad diet.
Yeah, and how did that go?
Yeah.
It didn't work?
It's the truth. When they say that, it's true.
Yeah.
So from there, I went to just a clean eating. Pretty much just it was a high protein and vegetables, no fruit, no bread, no processed foods, no dairy, and it was pretty much just chicken and vegetables.
No potatoes?
No potatoes.
No rice?
No carbs, no
rice. Are you a paleo?
No. I guess it falls under that kind of. It was more of a, it was like a Whole30, cut out the carbs, cut out the sugar, sugar and the carbs suck.
Yeah, this is something I definitely want to say right here. I just did a podcast. It's not dropping yet. Well, actually, no, it'll be out by the time this interview is. Yeah, it'll already be out. But we did an interview with a paleo guy, which I think is great. But if you want to avoid getting overwhelmed, especially in the begining, just cut out discipline. Just cut out junk food.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's a good place to start.
I've tried, like I said before, did an Avocare thing. I did, I tried the paleo. You have to see what works for you.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're someone who, like you just said, say you drink a lot of sugar in your coffee or milk, cut that out.
Right.
Cut the sugar, cut the soda out. Start there. You start small and you work up to it. I did try the fasting, intermittent fasting. I just didn't find it to be sustainable for me.
I found it tough too.
Yeah,
it's easy for me waking up and continuing, like pushing breakfast off. But man, sometimes when I wake up, I need to eat.
Yeah,
I just need to eat.
Some days I work out at 5 a.m.
Yeah. How do you work out?
That's a long time to go without eating. But it's just something you have to find what works for you and go from there. But like you said, you start with the little things. You cut out the junk food. They say when you're in the food store, walk around the aisles. Don't go in between. You stay on the perimeter.
And don't go to the food store hungry.
Yeah, don't go to the food store hungry.
Otherwise, there's gonna be Cocoa
Puffs
and stuff there.
And I mean, we talked about this, over coffee, but firehouse eating. Just try to do the best you can. Eliminate those snacks, and people drop food off all the time. Eliminate. Try to eliminate that, or portion control.
Right.
That's one other big thing.
Yeah, the difficulties I encountered with following a bodybuilder diet was that your calories are so low that you're just barely getting through the day, which is what you want. But on shift, that became a problem because if you had to go out 3 times throughout the night, your cortisol levels are starting to spike through the roof. You're hungry, and it's like you're not going to come back from a run and go make steamed broccoli and grilled chicken.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to go for
right for the
or
Oreo
right
cookies,
there. Yeah.
right? And that's always a problem. And the only way I found to mitigate that was to keep extra, a sweet potato with cinnamon, keep it in the fridge and I can microwave it.
Yeah.
And that's carbs. And, you're eating carbs. Like, hell yeah, I'm eating carbs because that helps stifle the cortisol spike and it controls the hunger. So there are little tricks and everybody's got them. And like you said, everybody's different.
It depends what your workout plan, stuff, your workout plan, we talked about sleep, as firefighters, there is no normal. We're not the normal person.
That's a good point.
Like you just mentioned, the sleep, cortisol levels, stress level. We are not the typical. The study isn't meant for or isn't done on us. It's done on a normal human.
Yeah.
Who isn't going through some of the things that we have to go through.
Yeah. Now I gotta. This just popped in my head. So talking about CrossFit and the studies and everything, there's been a lot of studies that came out of the military, and those studies show that a lot of the injuries that occur in the military were knee and back injuries, and then they were able to look at who was a healthy military individual, and they were people that could do 20 pull-ups. They could deadlift a good amount of weight. Strong posterior chain. So in CrossFit, you guys are deadlifting. You guys are doing.
Yeah, it's constantly varied, just different movements every day.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been involved in my own little deadlift challenge that I'm working on, and I'm getting
journey.
Yeah, and I simple exercise, just pick weight up off the floor. You guys are doing more. You're not really doing one rep max. In CrossFit,
we still
right?
do. We test 1 rep max.
Okay.
It's like we just did the other day. We'll do a workout like that.
Yeah.
It's constantly. However, the our coach programs it. He's looking for a certain level, but yeah, we do 1 rep, 3 rep, 5 max, rep, 10-minute rep.
But I mean,
all over the place.
What's your general feeling about the deadlift?
Deadlift, I think it's one of the best things for you.
Isn't
you're
it?
Picking, it's relates to every day.
Now you have people in your classes, probably all different ages, men, women.
Yes.
Oldest, your oldest client, female, deadlifting. What do you got? You got one?
We do. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have a number on what they're deadlifting right now, but they're there doing it.
Where I'm at,
5 in the morning.
They're doing 225, and they're older.
Yeah.
I don't know how old she is, but 225, and she's a little woman, and it's like this. She loves it so much. She's, it changed her life.
Yeah,
and it's amazing.
And that's why I like coaching. Like we have stories. I have a very similar story to that. A husband, wife, son, daughter, and other son. 5 of them right now are in the gym. They're working out. Yeah.
Brings families together.
Yep, and just the progressions you see. I had the father, one of his first days in the gym. He was having trouble with balance, blah blah blah. I talked to him about a month ago, and he can't believe the strides he's made and how much better he's feeling. Just as we said, overall, general health wise, by putting in an hour of work.
Yeah,
to the gym, just showing up.
You put in an hour of work, and then the other 23 hours of your day, you're on top of the world.
Yeah, no,
you really are.
Start the day that way. That's why I like working out. Depending on the day, what's going on in my life, but. If I get that workout done at 5 in the morning, like you just said, I'm starting with 1. I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm +1 right now.
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You're ahead of the game. Plus, you're almost like walking into your day now, like you completed a challenge.
That's it. Yeah.
So now your brain is like primed to handle multiple challenges.
Yeah. What's next?
Yeah.
What's next on the
this
list?
is a 100% true thing. I'm not making it up. This is out there. You can find it on the internet. If you want to improve things throughout your day, exercise can be a cornerstone, a major cornerstone. So I mean, it's fantastic. Now, we were also talking a little bit about challenges and stuff, and I know you're involved in the Memorial Stair Climb fundraiser.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, tell us what that is.
So the first one is May 4th.
Yeah.
Day before Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Saturday, New York City. We're going to be climbing one of the World Trade Centers. I can't remember which one. I want to say it may be 8. I think it's 88 floors. So what it is it's an open to anybody. There's a special category for firemen. So I believe Pip's actually one of them. First 343 firemen to register are climbing in gear. and they climb in memory of one of the firemen lost on 9/11. So I was assigned Andy Fredericks from Squad 18, and he passed away on 9/11. So I'm climbing in honor of him, and we raise money for him, and then we just complete the climb. So it's full gear, boots, pants, SCBA, jacket, helmet, hood.
And where does the money go toward?
That goes to I believe it goes to a veteran association. This one.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't remember fully who that one is.
Yeah. Now, have you been training for it at all?
I just added it into my daily routine.
Doing what?
A lot more step ups now, weighted step ups, squats. Pretty much just doing that in the firehouse, just doing stairs.
Okay. All right. And and then you said there's a second one?
Yeah, there's a second one. So that one's May 4th. The second one is June 2nd, and it's the Tunnel for Towers Foundation, Steven Siller Foundation. Yeah. And that is no gear. That's World Trade Center 1, climbing from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, that's hard to get into, right?
Yeah, you start. It's crazy. You start 13 floors like in the parking garage that they don't tell you about, that don't count.
No
and
kidding.
You start walking up and you go up them, and then
why doesn't that count?
I don't know. It's against all the side. Yeah, but you're climbing. So you're climbing this Trade Center. I mean, it's it's a stairwell. It's no windows.
Yeah.
You're looking at concrete
the whole time.
You got certain security guards cheering you on the whole time, but I mean, it's you and the floor. Just walking. And really, they you're not allowed to bring a phone in to the Trade Center. You're not allowed to. There's so many no headphones, no nothing. So you're there. Every step for me, I was reflecting back on 9/11.
Yeah.
You have no distractions, and you just keep walking one foot in front of the other. You get to like floor 90 or 80. I can't remember which area it is, but you don't see a number then till you're done.
Oh, really?
So there's no floor markings.
So you start.
I don't know why.
Sure
you don't even know where you are.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the numbers disappear. Next thing you know, you're at the top. And when you get to the top, I don't know if you've ever been to the top of the Trade Center, but it's all glass around. It's one of the coolest views
of the. Where is it?
In New York City, the World Trade Center. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just an all-around 360 open view. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Right. No, I haven't been in. I was in the original one.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And rewarding. You climb to the top.
How many people are showing up for that?
There's a lot.
Yeah,
there's
it's
a lot.
Thousands, right?
There's a lot of heats that day.
All day long, right?
All morning long.
Right.
I think last year we left at like 4 a.m. We went to Newark, caught the PATH train over, and got there for that.
And when was your heat? What time was your heat?
I think it was 8 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
And then you have to think logistics, right? Like I have to bring a pack with me with water, with food, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you can't. Well, you have to check your phone, your wallet, all that.
Now, why can't you have headphones?
It's whatever their security protocol is.
All right, that's all I have to do.
Yeah.
It's just
it might be the rate. It might be I know some races don't let you.
Right. I was just gonna say I did an interview with Jim Cook a couple episodes ago. He's an Ironman athlete. He's out of Long Branch, and he said that they're not allowed to wear headphones and have music because it's a performance enhancer.
Okay.
It releases norepinephrine and endorphins or whatever. Yeah, I could see that. If I got like Metallica in my, I'm going to go an extra mile. But he pointed out something that I correlate to what you just said was that, I mean, they're running all day. But that's a long time to be in your head.
Yeah.
And that's like extreme. But even with what you're talking about, you're all going up these stairs and you're reflecting. I'm sure you were also thinking about other things besides 9/11. You're thinking about like a grilled cheese sandwich or something, like weird foods and pickles, whatever.
Is there coffee at the end?
But you're also thinking
these stairs.
Are you also thinking negative thoughts like I should just quit?
No, that's one thing that like I can do is I'm pretty mentally tough when I'm working out or doing something hard. It's one thing, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't quit.
Right. So let me challenge you with something. You're a coach. Do you feel that this no quit attitude? Well, let's put it this way. Some people that you have as a client may want to quit. Are you empathetic toward that? Like, can you understand?
I can understand, but I also, as a coach, I try to bring that out, and I try to make them not push themselves to a point where they're going to hurt themselves, but beat that mind. You know, where you feel like you have to stop, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can go a little bit further.
So you have ways of inspiring them.
Yeah, a lot of a lot of talking them through it. You know, I don't want to say shouting and yelling, screaming, you know, drill sergeant style.
Yeah.
But,
Sometimes
you know,
it helps.
certain words, certain things get people, you know,
Like
motivated.
keywords?
Yeah. You know, depending on the athlete.
So I pulled a quote off of your Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I could see where, you know, inspiration, motivation is a key facet of your coaching. So you have nothing makes me more Nothing makes me more motivated than when I get to see another highly motivated, hard-charging workhorse achieve his dreams. And I think you were talking about a fellow firefighter who got on the job.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
it could have. Do you remember what picture or no?
No, there's a dude in his Class A standing next to you.
I'll give him a shout out. One of my friends I worked with at Plumstead. He's actually got hired in Camden.
Oh, okay.
He left Plumstead to go to Camden, and he's squad 7, I believe, right now.
Cool. And I gather from what that little post was that he probably went through a lot to get hired.
Yeah, I mean, he
Never quit, was in there.
Before he got hired in Camden, he was down in Columbia, South Carolina. Worked down there. I mean, tough conditions, just, you know, low pay, you know, high cost of living, low pay, and
Right.
Stuck it out. He made his way back to Plumstead, got hired at Plumstead, and now he's living the dream in Camden.
Yeah. So,
Also a CrossFit athlete.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, you're saying here basically you're seeing somebody who's highly motivated and you're inspired by it.
Yeah.
People look at you and they see highly motivated.
I hope that's what I try to get, you know.
But it's that humility that you have where it's like, no, I'm looking out at other people for inspiration.
Yeah.
And I think that's
No, that's what
fantastic.
You know, yeah.
I mean,
feed off that.
yeah.
I also like to feed off of a lot of negative energy. So
Yeah.
a lot of people who actually, I'll say, I think I was I was a senior in high school. I was gonna go play football, and I was looking to become a teacher. I had somebody say, you know, I was contemplating becoming a fireman. A volunteer fireman told me, you know, that I would never be anywhere, that I would never, you know, why am I even wasting my time? Why would I try to do that? And, you know, it's not going to work in my favor. So I took that, and I think it took 5-6 years, but, you know,
Yeah.
look where I'm where I want to be now.
I've done that before
And,
myself.
you know.
I understand that. And you know what? I think, to be fair to that guy, I think he saw that you had what it took,
Yeah.
and he was jealous.
Yeah. No, that
And,
definitely.
and
yeah.
it came out that way.
No,
I don't
yeah.
think, you know, just the typical human condition.
Yeah.
You fall to that lower common denominator. Not that he was trying to be like just a bastard.
No, yeah.
But
no.
somewhere inside him,
yeah.
he recognized something that you had that he wished he had.
Yeah, exactly. And,
Right, but
you know, those words stuck with me, and you know, if I ever see him again, I'll thank him.
Yeah, there you go.
know.
There you go.
But a lot of that comes, you know, with my second job. You know, I work as a fire official for a couple towns, and before I took that position, I was, you know, people tried to talk me out of it. Just different things going on with the position wasn't the best. I like taking challenges. You know, if I take a challenge, I'm going to work, you know, I don't want to say work my ass off because I didn't want to say ass, but.
Well, I can tell you this right now. You will never be able to paint my house. Never. You will never be able
I
to.
know a
You
guy.
won't. You won't last 5 minutes. By the way, the paint is in the garage. I'll let you in if you want to try.
My dad's a painter. I'll get him. I got a guy for that.
Now, another quote I found, which was pretty cool, is I took a step outside my comfort zone, making myself better. I have met some great mentors and friends in such a positive community. So, you know, that goes back to everything that we've just been talking about. And, you know,
Talking about JSA.
yeah,
Give
okay.
Give them. I think this is the podcast. I'm a plug.
Yeah,
that-
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
just gave them
yeah.
a plug.
Plug away.
Plug, yep.
Now, you got, you know, anything that's gonna benefit people and
Yeah.
get them to work out. If you're in the area of JSA, you know, check them out.
No, definitely reach out to me.
But I mean,
But yeah, I mean that says it. I wasn't comfortable with myself or how I was working out. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I took a step. Hardest part, like we said before, again, walk through the door. You know, now I'm with people who had the same mindset as me, who are willing to work out that hard. You know,
They
work out.
understood.
Yeah.
So it's like if people
they take you in. You know,
Yeah.
you become one of them.
right,
And
like almost instantly
I mean,
within
yeah,
reason.
yeah, I would say,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, people generally resist change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, we just covered this. Just showing up is like pretty much
it's the hardest thing.
the hardest
Yeah.
thing. So you're already on your way. I mean, you're not resisting
Yeah,
change.
you're already going
but
to
the person sitting at home debating whether they should even show up, you know, is it the community that forces a change or does it invite change?
It invites change. You know, like we said, you know, we're not, you know, you can't force somebody in a door.
Right.
You know, just like a fight, you can't force them to come with you. You know, they come through the door and everybody's treated the same.
Right.
You know, whether it's your first day or, you know, you're a high level athlete, you're all prescribed the same workout. You know, yeah, I might do something different than, you know, that high athlete. You know, if I can't walk on my hands, you know, there's an alternative. If I can't put the weight overhead that they can, I can lower the weight.
Right.
If I went through a time where just over time, bad posture, I'm hunched over, you know, causing an impingement.
Yeah.
I couldn't lift overhead. All right, there's something else you can do.
Yeah.
You know, you're not stopping working out because, you know, something's limiting you. You're able to work around it and work with your coaches and your fellow classmates or teammates.
Okay.
To get through that.
Right. Yeah. That's it right there. And you know, the feeling that you get from all that is that, hey, you know what? I chipped away at the stone today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show up again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep working on
And that's
things.
all you got to do is keep showing up.
Yeah.
You know, take your rest time, take your recovery time, but keep coming. Make a commitment to yourself. When I joined the gym, what I did is I looked at how much I was paying a month, and I divided it by how many times I wanted, and then that's how I would justify my gym membership.
Right.
If you know, so let's just say weird number. If I showed up 4 times a week, 5 times a week, it was $13 a session.
Yeah,
You know,
right. Which
Something
is
like,
which is
and
nothing.
for me. That's, you know, you don't eat. You know, you bring your lunch instead of eat out. You know,
Right.
you can find ways around it. You make your coffee instead of go
Yeah.
out and get coffee.
Right.
You know, there's certain things you could sacrifice to pay that $13 a day.
Yeah. I for risk of being redundant here, I said this somewhere else. Maybe it was on a podcast or something. I don't even know where I'm saying it, but I've had some people ask me about the shake diet. You know, there's a brand out there,
Shakeology, and
whatever
all
it
that.
is,
Yeah,
and
I know that.
it's like $300,
Same guy who got me
$400, and it's a ton of money just so you could basically replace real food with shakes,
yeah.
and take like, you know, vitamins or whatever. But the thing is like, you know, if you say, hey, I'm a personal trainer and I charge $50 an hour or whatever, it's like, oh, I can't afford that, but you
Yeah.
could afford it.
But you can afford 400. Yeah,
A 400
shake
for
program.
and that's it. And basically, you could eat real food.
Yeah, you
and
could
if you
eat
go with
real
the personal
food
trainer, and then be part of a community, or and you know, and look, let's touch upon that. Some people just aren't into the community
Yeah.
thing. They're more driven to be like a lone wolf and just train on their own.
God bless those people.
Yeah, but at at the end of the day, you're still
yeah.
getting out and you're actually doing resistance training, and you know, forget about the shake
yeah,
plan.
exactly.
Shake
yeah.
plan. Although a shake plan may come in handy, like maybe if you know, you want to get real ripped for the summertime, you already eat good or something like that. But you know, that's for another discussion.
Yeah.
You know, bottom line is,
But like we said, you know, it's got to fit you.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
it's got to fit your type of, you know, like we say, your workouts, your plan. What are you looking to get out of it?
Right.
If you're looking to eat better, maybe the shakes aren't the right thing for you. Maybe
Yeah.
you should just try to be more disciplined in what we're eating, you know, rather than go to an extreme
Right.
like that.
And so, you know, based on what you're saying there, what's it look like in your day from beginning to end, your routine, as far as how you fit in your diet, and do you meal prep? Like, walk us through your routine. Your diet.
Hardest part of the day I find is lunch. But so my normal typical day, It varies. So I'll wake up. Right now I'm in a little funk, not a total funk, but I wake up around 4 o'clock. I try to get to the gym at 5:15. Whether I'm doing the regular workout that everyone's doing or special programming, that's dependent how I feel that morning. From there, I'll either go to my second job or go home from there. I'll have a bowl of oatmeal, 2 cups of coffee, black coffee, Rook. I saw you had the Rook sticker on the car.
Yeah.
I can't remember, a Guatemalan blend. Rook coffee.
You ever try the Turkish?
No, never. No, yeah.
Dude, it's good.
They actually just opened one up right down the block from my house.
Oh, they opened another one?
Yeah, in Ocean County.
Yeah.
So eat my breakfast oatmeal. That would usually hold me until about 12, where I do some sort of I buy this meal prep for lunch, so it's like $7.50. Neff's Nutrition, another plug.
Yes.
I've
seen it.
Okay.
It's $7.50 for
Yeah, I think I'm basic,
That's-
so yeah.
That's cheap.
I do like a chicken, a rice, and a vegetable for lunch. From there, depending on the day, the stress level, I'll have a protein shake, and then I'll usually try to get out of the office when I'm in the office by 3:30, so I can make a 4 o'clock workout 4 to 5, then go home. Then have a dinner with my wife, who usually prepares it because she's the best. And she's a teacher, so she gets home, she does aftercare, and she'll take care of dinner during the winter. During the summer, we're grilling. So.
What grade does she teach?
She is she's going to kill me. I believe a fifth grade right now.
My
Special
wife's-
education.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. My
and,
wife's a
medical.
teacher too.
Okay.
She teaches 2nd grade. She
Okay.
used to teach kindergarten,
Okay.
and I gotta say, teachers I think they got one of the roughest jobs.
Yeah.
They
no,
really do.
Without a doubt.
I'm sure your wife comes home exhausted sometimes because it's. I don't know how many kids are in a classroom, but each kid has their own little tornado going on.
Oh yeah, there's some.
And you have to be able to multitask on such a level that is beyond anything I would be able to handle.
And I mean, she's there. I think school starts at 8:30. She's usually out of the house by 7:15.
Yep.
In the classroom already prepping and getting ready for the day, and it's she does the aftercare after school too. So she.
Oh boy.
Yeah. She's there for a full day.
Yeah, when school is over for the year and it's summer, I think my wife just lays down on the couch and sleeps the whole summer.
My she does summer school, and she does like a summer care program too.
Wow.
So she's moving.
She's got energy.
She does not do well sitting home. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
She can't sit still.
Does she come to any of your CrossFit classes?
She does not. She this summer she's getting she didn't promise me. I told her that I would get her a membership for our rowing studio.
Yeah.
She's not, so like we said, it's not for everybody. She doesn't like hearing things hit the ground, weights. She says it messes with her ears. So so the soothing rower will do well for her, I feel.
Nice. So now you said that it's JSA CrossFit and two oars.
Yeah. So
is it in the same building?
Yeah, it's in the same building. Yeah. So it's I want to say it's a big warehouse type building. It's just a section of the building. We put we have a tunnel and sectioned it off for rowers.
Now, how did that come about? Because normally, like in a CrossFit place, you just see rowers and you see Aerodyne bikes. And
so
it's all there.
So what our gym offers is, we have all different. I want to say we say it's like a buffet of fitness. So you have your regular CrossFit going on. You have Aikido in the same area or in another area.
Right.
You have we have an endurance program. So you have endurance. You have weightlifting. You have rowing. We integrate the air bike in with the endurance type.
Right.
So depending on the workout of the day, like today's Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So today we have regular CrossFit. We have rowing going on. There's also a strongman class and rowing to end the night. So you have all these different options all going on at the same time that you can pick for,
Right.
If you remember, you pick
whatever you want.
Whatever you're
if
looking
you want
for
to do
that
strongman that day,
so
you're doing strongman.
So like when I would train going for endurance or whatever I'm looking for, I would do the regular workout, and then if I'm looking to increase my jerks or my cleans or my snatches, I have weightlifting, so I can do the regular workout, I can recover, and I can take a more specialty type class. So we do a lot of that going on at the same time. So what we have is you walk into the gym, you come into the front door. It's a small tunnel into a big open space with the gymnastics rig, barbells, weights. They're all on the perimeter of the room. You move into the back. There's Aikido. I don't know if you ever seen the ski ergs. You pull them. It's like the rower, but it's
yes.
Yeah. So
right.
we have 2 of them, and then it's another weird little configuration, and then it's a tunnel.
Yeah.
So in the tunnel, we've made a rowing studio. So we have, you have 10 or 12 rowers right there. You have a projector. So we project different either rowing videos. Some people like the aquarium, so you're traveling through the ocean. It's pretty
right.
cool when you're rowing. It takes your mind off, what you're doing and puts you somewhere else.
Right.
So we made that into the rowing studio.
That's awesome.
So you have regular rowing classes where, say we're just rowing, I think tonight's workout's like a 30-second sprint, minute recovery, and you increase from there. We also have different classes where you're getting off the rower, you're doing dumbbell work, you're doing body weight movements, you get back on the rower, so different type of interval work like that.
That's for the people who have ADD. They can't. They gotta keep doing something different.
Yeah, that breaks it up.
Yeah.
And it works. Both are good.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy both classes. And then the third is our endurance class, which involves the rower, which involves the Airdyne bike, which involves the ski erg, and which involves running. So you're doing all 4 movements in this workout, and you just keep moving, going through it, and grinding it out.
Right.
It's called Drive. That class is Drive now. It used to be called Motor, but I contribute a lot of my success to that class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite.
And do you also do personal training?
We have that option. I do not normally.
Yeah.
I don't do any personal. No,
Is that something that you think you would get into?
If offered, I'm pretty busy. My schedule's pretty tight as it is.
Right.
Time management has become a big thing that I've become pretty good at. I still fit everything in, but it's a lot.
Yeah. I've done a little bit of both, and I could say that group training was always a fun thing for me to do, and personal training. Some of the biggest challenges were more of like the dynamics of the relationship you have with the client. It's you want to see them improve. You want to help them, and you sometimes get a lot of resistance from them and stuff. And it always just seemed like with the group training, people just fell in line, sort of like they see other people doing it. Well, I could do it too.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna follow the person in front of me.
Yeah. So I mean, both.
I do enjoy it because sometimes our morning class, sometimes you'll get a class where it's just one person, and but it's definitely easier motivational wise with a group.
Yeah.
Obviously you're feeding off the people next to you,
Right.
and it's easier to bounce that off of everybody.
Right.
I feel
Right.
with more people.
Yeah. Totally cool, man. It's awesome. And you mentioned also that you have at the firehouse, you guys are doing in-house yoga.
Yeah, we have the program's on hold right now, but we do. We were doing 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 at night. We'd pull the trucks out and we'd set up the yoga mats. We had a lot of success. At least I know our crew, for example, we a couple guys didn't want to do it. We didn't force it on it. No, it wasn't forced. And it was brought on. Our leadership decided, hey, we want to do some yoga. We want to get guys loose, stretched out. And our chief, actually, he just retired, but our deputy chief was at every yoga session. Guys would come off duty.
I was just gonna ask.
We had.
So so there's on duty guys, and then guys are coming off duty.
Coming
they're getting
off
it.
duty. Yeah, it was
That's
open
awesome.
Anybody.
Which is great because you're mixing up the shifts.
Yeah,
and guys
like
are
said,
getting
it's
a little
guys
more.
against across the world that you don't ever see.
Right.
Right. Diagonal platoons that don't see each other.
Yeah, it's a great way to see each other,
guys are
other
coming
than
back.
in a bar or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's. I mean, we talked earlier. Yoga's no joke. It's not fun. It's not easy. But you got to start somewhere, and it's one thing that I've started this year. I promised myself I do. I don't know if you ever heard of Ramwad.
Yes.
So I do Ramwad once a day. So that's my mobility.
That's range
training.
of motion.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Let me make sure we have enough time to talk about this, but got about 8 minutes left. So mobility is a huge thing, especially I think in what we do for our work, because all that movement that we're doing, carrying heavy things and wearing the gear, the pack on our back, the helmet,
in awkward positions,
65 pounds of gear. Yeah, you can't lift everything properly. It's always going to be in an awkward stance. So you always run that risk of kind of like tweaking something, maybe something in your upper back, and you don't realize it, but how your range of motion starts to really get destroyed over time. As you age, as you continue
posture,
Yeah.
a lot of it, we're all over here.
Yeah, I would
we don't sit here back.
almost say that the most number one thing a firefighter could do is work on their mobility. Worry about the other stuff after they get that going, right?
Yeah. We're and like I said yesterday, like it was one of the last. It was 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, oh, I didn't get my stretcher, and I got to get down. I got to do my stretch. I found my hip flexors, my hamstrings are super tight.
Yeah.
I realized that
That's common.
Late last year.
Right.
And it was started to affect my training. I didn't have hip explosion. I couldn't, I couldn't do certain things. And, that's when I said, this year, that's one thing I'm doing.
Why do you think you didn't have hip explosion? Was it because of mind-muscle connection, or was it just because
I was in, like, like a kipping pull-up, I would kip on the pull-up, and I'd go to kip, and I'd have no hip power.
Right.
I'd be then a shooting pain shoot up through me. My SI joint kept popping out. My IT bands were super tight.
Right.
And, I just had to stretch them, just work them out, unlock them pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. My story with that is I was, squatting, deadlifting, and then I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I just felt like crap all the time. The weight started coming down. Got to the point where doing a 135-pound deadlift would tighten up my back like this, and I couldn't even finish the workout. And I'm just thinking, I guess I'm getting older. I don't know. And then what I learned was that I wasn't firing my hips. I wasn't firing my glutes.
Yeah.
They were just like out of the, I was overcompensating with my quads and just destroying myself even further. And it was just, simple as spending like 20 or 30 minutes doing mobility training.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And getting the posterior chain loose again. And, people are running out getting massages and stuff, which I'm saying is fine. But a massage is not going to cure those issues.
No, yeah.
It's weakness that you have, and the weakness is going to continue. A massage is not going to make you stronger.
No, yeah.
You have to do resistance training. You have to fire those muscles.
Yeah, no, that's like you said, you have to unlock them. You have to get in there. I actually did do. Did you ever hear the cupping massages?
Yeah.
So I did cupping.
You get the bruises all over you.
Yeah. My wife hates it, but yeah. For my shoulder impingement.
Yeah.
Other than doing your physical therapy exercises, I started doing that on top of it, and I got nothing but good things to say about that.
So cupping is
with the cup. Yeah. With
good.
I did that at Pinnacle. Pinnacle,
Pinnacle, where are they?
They're in Point Pleasant.
Okay.
So that's where I went for physical therapy for the impingement, and just for aches, pains, they keep me moving.
Yeah.
And training.
Right.
During that whole time that year that I couldn't lift overhead, they kept me training. Instead of going overhead, I'm doing different things.
Yeah, I see. I love that. You go to a regular doctor and it's like cease all activity, take this medication.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you go to and then you go to a place like Pinnacle or there's quite a few of these places around, rehab joints, whatever, and not just like your typical rehab place where it's like a mill thing.
Yeah.
But they are like, oh, okay, how are we going to keep you going?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, you're not going to do this exercise, but you're going to do these exercises. You're still going to train. And that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, obviously doctors have their place, but sometimes we're missing the point.
No, yeah.
And we go right for the doctor, right for the medication, right for the bed rest for 2 weeks, which just makes you weaker.
No, yeah.
And just takes you out of the game.
No, it's definitely something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Pinnacle, all their physical therapy, now they've expanded so much, but I was actually one of their first patients. They couldn't afford a garbage can.
No kidding.
Yeah, true story. Now they have 2 locations, multiple physical therapists, and most of them are actually level 1 CrossFit coaches.
So
they sent their people to go get the certifications. So they, I don't want to say they specialize, but they know what we're, me specifically, what athletes like me are doing, what we're putting our bodies in, what we need to do to, be happy. You know? Like we said, the working out makes us happy. So they keep us moving.
Yeah. That's it. And you as a coach, you're delivering those same things too. So. I think that's a great story. I love the fact that you have so much enthusiasm with the whole thing, in general. And, people that come on this podcast, they share this enthusiasm, and it just shows the rest of the world, the rest of the guys out there and the girls who are on the job, that they could do it too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming on. Do you want to give us your social media so that people can find you?
I think my Instagram handle is RCD126. And then I believe my Facebook is Ryan Charles. Just friend request me or whatever, and I accept everyone.
And if anybody has any questions about coming and training with you, they can DM you.
Yeah, you can message me right there. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
And JSA is located where?
Manasquan, New Jersey.
And they're on Instagram too, right?
They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook.
What's JSA mean? Whoops.
Jersey Shore Athletics.
Okay. All right. And you better find out.
Yeah, I know. It was on the top of my brain.
That was the hardest question I asked you. That one stumped you. What's the name of the place you work at? I don't know.
JSA. That's what it is.
So that's your social media, and that's it. So I think we got it all covered there, bro.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you at the next episode.